Drawing is a very basic art form. It's appearing it's appearing because it can be used to make a very quick record of the ideas that an artist may be envisioning. So a drawing can serve as a visual aid for the artist to the ideas that an artist to remember at certain moments of inspiration and maybe use it for a more detailed work later on. Okay, usually such sketches allow the artist to visualize the proportions and the shapes without much attention to details. To these images can be used by painters, architects, sculptors, any artist really, and large rendering sketches or parts of the whole. These can be helpful in the creative process when a huge image might be more difficult to conceive of in its entire entirety. 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 Um, entirety. Entirety, or a sketch of just one face in a crowd. Huge image might be more difficult to conceive of in its entirety, or a sketch of just one face in a crowd can allow the artist to focus on creating just that part of the image. So, in many artist studios, countless drawings are shown about the final paintings or sculpture takes form. Strong. Countless drawings are strong about the final paintings or sculpture takes form. And this gives us insight image into the creative process. As well as the opportunity to see changes from the images at the beginning in the images of the finished work. It's rare, in fact, for an artist to use permanent materials to begin a piece of art. And some painters, for example, even sketch onto the surface of the canvas before applying the pigments. Now, architects are especially prone to sketches because their buildings are so large that an image in smaller scale is necessary to the imagination and the implementation of such project. So these studies become the basis for future works. Mm. 12個。Now, architecture. Okay, drawing has several other functions besides as temporary reference. For centuries, artists have used drawing as a traditional method of education. By copying the great works, especially all the old masters, aspiring artists could learn a lot about proportion, how to capture light and shadow, and so forth. The copying the great works, especially of the old masters, and so forth. In fact, some artists who later achieved recognition still continue to use this practice to hone their skills, or simply to pay homage to another artist, as is often the case when a work of art originally created in another medium, like a sculpture, when it's recreated in the form of a drawing. One that comes to mind is the study of Michelangelo's Bound Slaves by Edgar Degas. The original by Michelangelo was a marble sculpture that was about 7 feet in height, but the small drawing was made in a sketchpad. In any case, the study is also considered a masterpiece on a small scale, of course. Of course. So, what additional purpose might be served by the medium of the drawing? Well, let's remember that photography is a relatively new art form. So, prior to the use of photographs to record historical events, a quick drawing by an artist was about the only way to preserve a real-time visual account of an important moment, although a more permanent visual impression might be rendered later. It would be based on memory and not on the artist's actual observation. Probably the most often cited example of a sketch that preserved an historical record would be the small drawing of Marie Antoinette as she was taken to the guillotine in a cart through the streets of Paris. Over Paris, Jacques-Louis David sketched this famous drawing on a piece of paper about the size of the palm of his hand. And the artist reporters, is still important even in modern times when photography isn't possible. For example, when judges won't permit cameras in the courtroom.